Hello all, my name is Brett and welcome to Beside the Mask, where we take a look and get to know some of WA's cosplay community. Now, this week's guest is known as the Princess of Perth, but we prefer to call her Amber. So, welcome Amber, thank you for taking the time to spend with us.
No worries, Brett.
So, please tell us a bit about yourself. How long have you been cosplaying for?
I first started probably 7 years ago, but didn't get very active until probably about 4 or 5 years ago, when I started really getting into the princess sort of thing, and then I got addicted, and then I started making my own stuff, and then, yeah, bills piled up. And my time went out the window, and all my other hobbies took second place for this now, so, yeah.
Alright, so what would you call your comic book origin story for getting into cosplay?
I pretty much went to a convention and went, oh my god, everyone is dressed up. It's like one big costume party, which there's not enough of, and I don't get invited to enough of them. And so whenever I do, I go all out. So I thought I could do this more times a year. So that's how I first started, and I started with Mad Moxie, and was really well received considering I was really nervous. I still bring her out from time to time, yeah, and everything, which is cool, but it was kind of eye-opening and everything, and I was like, I'm going to get more into this, and then slowly I started to dabble in the princesses thing, which I got into from Disney on Ice coming back to Australia. And so I started going to that, and then that's when the princess sort of thing started taking off, and people seemed to like it, and I started to really enjoy it, and yeah, and then obviously now I joined a costuming group, and we do charity events, so I get to do it every week, so no stopping now.
That's it. Well, you mentioned Mad Moxie. Would you consider that was being like your first cosplay?
My first proper cosplay. Obviously I've done costumes for parties, which like I said, I've always gone all out when someone says it's a costume party, but in terms of I'm going to a convention, I'm going to cosplay, was Mad Moxie was the first one. So.
Alright, so how many different cosplays do you think you've done?
I counted today actually, including all the remakes, which almost every costume has been remade at least once. I've done 21 that I can think of.
Wow.
Yeah, in sort of 4 years. So.
Jeez. Okay, makes me feel really bad. No. So what would you say has been your biggest challenge in cosplay?
There's definitely a lot of anxiety, a lot of insecurities and stuff. So for me, it is hard to sometimes get over that hurdle of, is my costume good enough? Is it the best I can do? And then you often get to the end of it and you're like, oh, I look terrible in this and stuff, you know, typical girl things. And I know it's not just girls, I'm not going to generalize.
Oh no,
but,
I do the exact same in my costume.
And I do pull the Grinch where I'm like, that's it, I'm not going. I do that from time to time. I'm like, nah, I look awful, I'm not going, that's it, it's over. But definitely there is this like thing of judgment in the community. I wouldn't say it's horrible or like a plague, but there is a presence of it. But a lot of that is my own insecurities as well. So, and that paranoia sort of thing. So yeah, that's the biggest hurdle, is encouraging myself to actually give a character a chance if I don't think I have the right normal body shape or something. So yeah.
Well, you mentioned anxieties and everything like that, and I know I've seen a lot of the cosplay community online saying they're taking a break because of anxieties or depression or anything like that. And like, it's good to see that people are openly saying that, because then it shows that everybody goes through this. What do you like? Do you ever have those major panic attacks, and how do you actually overcome them?
Definitely. I have had many panic attacks. A couple of times where I was like, that's it, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. But what I normally try and do is, if I get like that, often it's just something I might be tired. I've been at this costume for too long, and I've just tried to convince myself to realise at a certain point you have to go, nah, this costume's not going to get done. And instead of burning myself out for the 5 days leading up to the con, just go, nah, I'm going to put it aside, it's not going to get done, take a break, and wear something I already have. I hate doing it and everything, but sometimes you just have to kind of go, my health is more important than this. Sometimes I get very overwhelmed with the amount of charity work I do, so sometimes I might have to go, this weekend I'm taking it off. So I have discovered that since I did it, it was very easy to get so drawn into cosplay. It can almost take over your life, because It's not just going there on the day or putting your makeup on and putting the wig on, putting the costume on. There's some people that are working on costumes for 12 months, if not longer.
Yeah, I know. I've got one that I've been working on for a long time, and it's still going to be about another year away before
it's insane. And most of my costumes, sadly, I do in 2 weeks because I'm insane. And I don't like sleep, but I realised that I let it consume my life, and I take a lot of time away from things that I shouldn't do. So exercise, I don't necessarily get enough exercise because I'm in my sewing room sitting there. Even my vision started to go downhill from staring at the light and everything all the time. So, and obviously you've got to focus on your relationships. If you've got families and kids and stuff like that, you've got to remember that you've got to take a step back. So I try, and there's this cool template that I found recently actually through a work course that I had to do. And you had to draw a wheel based on all these different outlets. And my wheel wouldn't go very far because it was a very wonky wheel. So I realized where I've got to find those extra balances, and I noticed that the cosplay part and my work life took up a big chunk of my life, and I need to get that more of a equal circle. So I've definitely been trying to do that, and so I might just go, right, we're taking the week off, we're going to the movies, we're going on date nights, and just trying to plan other activities or spend time on another hobby that brings you joy, if that one is not currently bringing you joy. So yeah, so I definitely, if people are not alone, I definitely get in the same boat of wanting to call it quits, especially the night before when something doesn't work and you're like, that's it, I'm done.
That's it.
So yeah.
Alright, so besides all the anxieties that you can have leading up to, now I've suffered from this. How do you deal with con blues? What's your go-to after a convention and it's all said and done, and it's sort of like you walk through the shops and nobody stops you to take a photo? It's just, oh, really?
For me it's a little, there's not much time for con blues because of the charity work I do. So almost every weekend I've got kids fangirling over seeing a princess, you know, entertaining them, having photos. So that's kind of helped. It gets you that constant fix throughout the year instead of only getting, you know, now we've got even less cons here.
Yes.
But before that you only got a couple of cons a year, and so that was one chance to wear each costume and everything, and then you might never wear them again. Whereas I get to keep reusing my costumes and keep getting new experiences in them. So that helped a lot. So I think that's why I've stuck with cosplay as long as I have, because I feel like I get more use out of my stuff. It doesn't feel wasted for one day. And the other thing is chocolate.
Yeah, that's definitely a go-to.
Or I distract myself, whether it be watching movies or something that involves that. And sometimes I just take the, you know, a hair of the dog that bit me and go straight back into the sewing room and start something else, because why not? So sometimes I avoid it like the plague, like 2 weeks out of my sewing room, but sometimes I'm straight back into the next day. So yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So what would you say has been your most favourite cosplay that you've done so far?
My favourite is still definitely Winifred Sanderson. I absolutely love her. She is so much fun. Kids and adults go crazy over her, and she's got the best personality. She can be so obnoxious and people love it.
Yeah.
So I get to be rude to people when they ask me for a photo. I get to make it seem like it's the most inconvenient thing on the face of the earth.
Yeah, but there's no way you're not taking that
Yeah,
photo.
but I'm taking that photo. And as far as Winifred's concerned, she's the best looking thing in it. And everything. So she's the best character. And when we broke them out for the first time a few years ago at Nova, the reception was just insane.
I remember seeing, and it was Kirsten, yourself, and Matt.
Yes, Matt Hahn, yes. Who many people did not realise was a man. So I take that as a compliment to my makeup skills.
It was amazing. I literally had to double take, because I recognised you, I recognised Kirsten, and I'm going, but who's... Oh, okay.
There was a lovely moment where we were walking behind a crowd and we couldn't quite get through the crowd, and he was doing his typical soft voice, and then also he's like, move! Really deep, and all these girls turned around so confused and just saw this woman.
Yeah.
And they were like,
where did that voice come from?
He even got hit on by a celebrity, I won't name names, even after we told him that it was actually a man. This person still did. He was like, oh, good job, and everything. But yeah, and apparently the actual actress, I can never say her name, but Kathy she apparently saw photos, and when she was told that it was a man, was like, I don't know whether I'm insulted or like complimented.
Yeah,
So
you've done it so well, but
yeah.
oh.
So yeah, that was good. The last time we broke them out, we actually did it at Boo at the Zoo last year, and we had a new Mary, which was Gabby. So she broke out the Mary which I made for her, and yeah, that was really well received. And we enhanced our costumes, so we actually had the props, the brooms, the mop, and the vacuum, and everything, which was so much fun to do and everything.
Fantastic.
So definitely my favourite.
All right. So now, what would be your most epic? If I can do anything cosplay, what would you do?
This one's really hard for me to pick because I'd love to start learning more builds, but I can't actually think of a costume in my future that that's the dream cosplay. Most of them are still sewing ones, but I really love a lot of the costumes of La Carlotta from Phantom of the Opera. Particularly either her Hannibal costume from the start or her big Marie Antoinette style one from midway through the film. So they're probably my two big ones. The other one is, which I'm not so much making for myself, but my husband's going to be wearing it, and it's in the group cosplay that you're in. That's been my other big dream cosplay, and even though I'm not playing my dream character because female and he's perfect for it, getting to do that cosplay group has always been my dream. So
and I was going to say, is it something you're working on? But yeah,
yes, that one is something I'm working on. The La Carlotta one, actually, after I thought about it, I already have all the fabric, which I was going to throw out because I couldn't think of anything to use it, and I've just realised that that's actually spot on for that costume.
Look, I don't think cosplayers ever throw out fabric. They go, here it is to the bin. Wait a minute, I can make this.
I can use that later. No, I don't have a big issue with hoarding, but fabric is an issue. So I do have to do a fabric sale soon, I think, because it is getting it's organised.
Well, as long as it's organised and you can find it.
Yeah, it's organised, other than the scrap box, it's organised. Scrap box is getting a little bigger now, but again, can't let go of it. But it is very organised, but after a certain amount of time, I do have to go, it's time to clear that out.
Alright, so is there anything that you've gotten to do with cosplay? Like, have you been able to travel, enter competitions, host events, anything like that?
I did enter my first competition last year, which was terrifying for me. I know you saw me there, and I was panicking. And I only got worse as the day went on.
And if I remember correctly, I've got some great footage of you for that, and yeah.
Yes, I did place third. I was very nervous to the point that the security guard was worried I was going to be a runner. And so he knew I'd already placed, and so he was guarding the exit so I couldn't escape. So that was exciting. I was really surprised because I didn't think that I was going to place, sort of thing. So that was nice, and I've also just been I've talked on a panel at Evolve as well, which was more about the charity cosplay aspects, and also I was a celebrity sort of guest at a small con once. So
fantastic. And with cosplay, you're doing all this charity with
personal costumes. Yeah.
So cool. All right. What would you say to someone who wants to start cosplaying and has no idea where to begin?
You just do it. Just start. First thing is to actually decide a character, obviously. Don't sit there with making these massive lists of, I want to do this, these are all my dream cosplays. If you, as the saying goes, if you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting all your life. So just latch onto one, pick one. Whether it's the easiest, you think it's going to be the easiest one, I should say think.
Yep.
Not always the case. You think it's going to be the easiest one or not, just pick it. But if it's your first time, pick a realistic deadline. So start 4 months out if it's something really simple. Still start 4 months out. Even if you're just planning on Sammy shopping for the components, which is a fantastic way to get components,
yes,
as
absolutely.
you yourself know.
Yes.
So that's a fantastic way, but 4 months, you might not find that perfect component, and at a certain amount of time, you're going to have to go, I'm going to try and make this or buy this. So leave yourself enough time for whichever way you're going to go, so that you're not stressed, because that first experience might be what pushes you away from ever doing it again, and it would be sad. Yeah, but it's amazing, and it's worth doing. If you even have to slide some interest, try it. You might not like it. Most of the time you will.
Yeah, if you enjoy getting dressed up to go to a party and like to go over the top, then
exactly.
Definitely.
And I mean, I suppose I know a lot of people are worried that they're going to do a character that's not going to be recognisable, but there might be one person at that con who recognises it, and it might be their favourite character, and you could make their day. If it's your favourite character, do it.
Yeah.
And depending on what's involved in it, people will, even if they don't know who it is, they appreciate it for the skill level, or like what's involved in it, all the different components, and you will find people coming out. I had one person who was obsessed with my zip because of how, almost one of my first Cinderellas, because of how clean the line was, and she wanted to take footage of my zip. So I had to turn and she did all these close-ups and she zoomed right on this. She's that zip work is amazing. I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, sort of like I did
one
it
of
when I was half asleep.
It's only my second zip attempt, thank you. So I was like, wow, this is really good. So you never know, and it might not look great the first time you make it, but you can always remake it. Every single costume I've made, I've pretty much remade now. Because I've discovered new fabrics I like to work with, new techniques I want to do, gotten bigger, gotten smaller, you know, gotten taller. I haven't.
Just your shoes.
Just my shoes. But yeah, no, so you're going to change, your tastes are going to change. You might never want to wear it again. You might want to completely overhaul it. You might even want to sell it afterwards because you're not going to wear it again. So the opportunities are there as long as you're interested. You're only limited by your creativity and your motivation. So, yeah, just do it.
Very cool. Do it. Just do it. So, how would you sum up what the Perth cosplay community was like?
For the most part, it is an amazing community. As I said before, there is that era of judgment. Sometimes it is just going to be your own paranoia. It's pure and simple. You're paranoid, you're insecure, you know, you've put months of work into a costume, and if you don't get the response that you were hoping for, or maybe you didn't even realize you were hoping for a certain response, but when you didn't get it, you realize that you were hoping for it, and you do get a bit sad. Like everywhere, you know, some people are worried about, there are bullies, there's divas, there's fat shaming, there is that stuff. But the fact is, that's everywhere. Yeah. If you get a job anywhere, there's going to be a bully in that job, or you're going to feel bullied by somebody there.
And if you're not, it's probably you.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah. You know, even if you're in a sports team, there's likely one member of that team that's a bit, you know, you don't all get along with. There's always going to be that, that's part of life. So no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So just go there. So for every one of those horrible people that you might think there are, and they are there, but for every single one of them, there is like 10 people who are amazing. And I've made some of the bestest friends from there. Friends that I now, like yourself, friends that I now cosplay in groups with, friends that I have watched get married, friends that I've watched have kids, and now I get to spend time with them and their kids and plan their kids' cosplays and all of that. It's become my closest friends. Like, I couldn't imagine not having the friends that I have now from these amazing people that I've met. And I would never have met them had I not got into cosplay, and it's as pure as simple as that. If you see someone that you don't necessarily go along with, don't go to online and start a fight, because that does happen. Just don't talk to them. It's as simple as that. Like, if you see something you don't like online, just ignore it. Just enjoy cosplay for what it's meant to be. As Bernard says, it's meant to be fun.
It's called cosplay.
Because it's meant to be fun. And those are words of wisdom.
Yeah, and we're not paying any royalties to that, Bernard.
Yeah, we're not.
Like,
but you know, that's payment for you helping me with my build. So you know, it's when he said that, actually, I sat there and thought, I'm like, you know, it's right, and that was actually came at a time when I was suffering a bit of anxiety about it, and I was like, oh, you know, a lot of drama and a couple of diva issues sort of thing, and I was like, oh, you know, sometimes it just seems a little hard work. I'm like, we're all dressing up, for God's sake. It's not a competition unless you're actually in the competition.
Yep.
I'm like, why is everyone so competitive? And I saw that and I was like, you know what? Some people get it. It is fun.
Yeah.
It's meant to be fun, and a lot of the people I know and are friends with, they see it as fun, and that's all that matters. They're the people I spend all my time with, so that's all that matters, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, like, I think you pretty much covered what cosplay really means to you. You know, like, it's fun, exciting, It's a gathering
Yeah,
of
friends.
like-minded people and friends. Yeah,
It's the best social outing geeks can have.
that's it. And as long as it's not hurting anybody else, you have some fun. If you want to be that character, be that character.
Exactly.
You know, it's not like you're going out and becoming Voldemort and taking a. Oh, wait a minute. No, just kidding. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to spend with us and getting to know cosplay and yourself a lot better, and to show that everybody has these frustrations, anxieties with cosplay. So it's just jump in, both feet. So don't forget, you can follow Amber on all the socials as Princess of Perth, and I'll have a whole heap of links down here somewhere. So my name is Brett, and this has been Beside the Mask. So as always at Geeking Out, until next time, stay geeky, peoples. Hello.
Is this a blooper reel moment?
Yeah.
Is my fa la 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 gonna go on there before?
It fucking will now. Yeah. Hello all. Fucking hell, I can't even say hello.
Nailed it.
Yeah. These teeth are borrowed.